Okay, says we're live. Hello, welcome. I've lit my candle over there. So we are hopefully getting the vibes on for writing. I had a good weekend, sort of like a slow, chill weekend. I did do my bullet journal October setup for the month. So I was excited to I didn't film it. I thought about it and I was like, I'm not really sure what I wanted to, like, how exactly I wanted to do it. So I just was taking the time to do it for myself. But I like how it turned out. I managed to make little fake envelopes with my scrapbooking paper, and they go pretty well with the washi tape shop washi. The only thing was that I didn't realize I wanted this in between section to be like the same shadow gray as as the drop box around the envelopes. So I did that post writing, and it's a little splotchy because of it, but I really do like it. So yay. And then I have my calendar at a glance, all of the birthdays and events, task lists, and then I'm trying out this T shape with the washi tape for my sort of like daily running logs. Oh, and you are so out of focus right now. But while I was doing these, the little fake envelopes got me to thinking about how some of the stories that I have enjoyed have like little snippets of letters or I mean, most oftentimes I see quotes more than I see letters, but anyway. So I was like, ooh, how fun would it be if the two main characters for this particular book that I'm going to be drafting are chasing after um, information that's revealed in letters from a couple before them. So like, um, anyway, so I'm planning out sort of like how I want the older couple to have interacted in their letters and the information that they are revealing. That also relates to sort of like the overarching plot, because this will be book 3, which means that the overarching plot for this story arc needs to come to a conclusion. So I'm like, okay, so relating the plot developments from the first two, and like getting that out of the way. But I think that is how I want my chapter headers to be, sort of like snippets of these letters from these other two. So yeah, that's where we're going. But that does mean that I have to figure out 2 more names that I had not anticipated. So there we go. But that's what I figured out because of the little envelopes. Paget says, hey all, you got your kiddo to school to realize that you'd forgotten her backpack. Oh no. So you came all the way back and then all the way there and all the way back again. You've been driving for 2 hours. Goodness gracious. Yeah, that does complicate things for sure. But now you're ready to write. Excellent. Good. 2 hours is a little dramatic. Maybe 26 minutes times 4. Well, I mean, it feels like 2 hours, right? Ooh, there's a good chance that Monique is going to finish your novel this month. That's amazing. That's wonderful. Because yeah, you've been plugging away at it very steadily. So, as Paget says, yay! You're rooting for, yes, we are all rooting for Monique. Stacy says, hello. Hello. Welcome. Monique says, I'm currently on chapter 37 and you're building up to the final boss fight. It's feeling very Scott Pilgrim-ish. Ooh, that's fun. And Paget loves Scott Pilgrim as well. Kat, hello. Welcome. How are you? Hope you're doing well. And now that the FAFSA and the application and all that are in, can you relax now, or are you onto some, are you crocheting? Are you writing? What's up today? CB says, hello. Hello. Welcome. This is where I think I have an inkling of who I want the letters to be from. So I'm not like completely in the dark, but again, I have to make sure that the names sort of feel like they fit. And this is where it's nice, because if you do 3 in a row before you start furthering the process a great deal, then you can go back and edit for names, which is nice. Consistency. Mama Maggie says, hello, lovelies. Hello, Mama Maggie. CB is waiting for pencils from Amazon. You're on the verge of finishing Childhood Tales, How the Avengers Grew Up. Nice. What kind of pencils did you order? Like mechanical pencils, wooden pencils, fancy schmancy, colored pencils? Any and all pencils are welcome, except for like the super crappy ones that break all the time. Those can stay away. If you need help with names, it may come to that eventually. Like, I need names. I think I saw, I was watching Jenna the Soul Writer's premiere yesterday and saw that she had run a poll for which version of names. And I may result to that at some point. So, Mom Meg says, sorry I'm late. You're chucking the ball for Agent Mayhem and Entity of Chaos. Gotcha. Understood. You're still working on to fix your formatting goof for Etheria Rising, because the final upload is on the 4th for the release on the 10th, which is very soon. Yes. Regina is here. Hello. Nice to be with friends. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Ooh, Kat has received notice that everything has been received, and you will know within 5 business days if you got accepted to the January start. That's both exciting and terrifying at the same time. Because, yeah, the waiting is a pain. Mom Maggie says, hi, Regina. How is your recovery going? Ooh, CB says ordered wooden pencils, and they're from NaNo. Nice. I only have I specifically keep, I think, 2 wooden pencils because they're better for sketching. But most of my other pencils at this point are mechanical, which, I mean, they're okay for sketching, but they don't have this sort of like the line width variation that wooden pencils can give you. And that's just a thing. Regina says, hi, Maggie. Slowly, but it's okay. You're not screaming in pain, which is good. And you seldom need ibuprofen. The brain is finally kicking into writing gear, and that makes you happy. Yes. We are also happy that you are not in as much pain. So, yeah. I also, what did I do? I made the images for some other spooky timers, but I did not make them into timers. So I am partway through the process. But anyway, so that is that. So I was hoping to have a couple more ready for today, and then I just did not do. So let me get this up and ready. Make me. Yes, Mama Maggie, and yes, glad that Regina is not hurting as much. CB says, I don't like mechanical pencils because you're heavy-handed. My mom recently, like within the last year or so, discovered that they make mechanical pencils with 0.9 lead, which is thicker than even the 0.7. And so it is more resistant to breaking. And I also saw, like, at the store, the The pencils that are meant for essentially very, very young early writers, they're a lot thicker and they have like massive lead in them. And there are times when, after I've been through one of those spates of like my mechanical lead breaking over and over and over again, I'm like, this wouldn't happen if I had that pencil. So Paget says, it's great you're ready to write, Regina, and hope you continue to steadily improve. Yes. Yay for writing gear and spooky cauldron. Exactly. Paget is the same in terms of despising the mechanical pencils. Yes. Regina says, thanks to Mom Maggie, part of my slow process is due to your paranoia, and part is the fact that now your knee on the injured leg is complaining every day. Ah. Yeah. You do love the cauldron, though. Yes, the cauldron teapot is very nice. I like it. Cool Gamer says, hey, hello, welcome. Paget's like, I love names. Sakatumi. I may need to. I am in need of names, but I think I'm gonna have to dig through my notes because I had notes of, in my world building, of a couple that had gone before and then had kind of, they were sort of like a plot point in that they helped connect the first couple, but they weren't in the story at all because they had already disappeared. So I think I have to go back to that couple. And I had very like slapdash names for them. So I need to go back and see what names I had put in the notes and then put in the drafts for book 1 and see if that's names I still want to use. So you like pencils with the pop-up leads best. You use them for music exams. Gotcha. But Regina is happy dancing because you're writing again. Yes. Yes. Oh, cards. Yes, I have not done a card. My bad. The cauldron teapot has a very Severus Snape vibe. Well, it is Slytherin colors, isn't it? Ooh, okay. Peacock, inverted. So that is our card. Let me find where it is in the book, and then I will show it to you closer. Wrong way. Sing the alphabet in your head, and it'll be fine. There we go. Okay. So here is the peacock. Keep in mind that it is in the inverse or upside down position. And the main message is let it shine. So are you afraid of dancing with abandon because of what others might think? Do you think you may be punished if you shine too brightly? Have you been conditioned to expect to be hurt if you show yourself fully to the world? Maybe not everyone will celebrate your beautiful radiance when you shine. That is okay. The peacock is here to remind you that while others may resist celebrating the beauty within them, although they may contract while you expand and shake your tail feathers, smile and keep dancing anyway. Model the good fortune and abundant joy that is yours, and soon someone will say, me too, and join you. The spirit loves you so much and wants you to enjoy the dance and shine your light. There you go. There is your peacock for the day. And it is definitely a reminder of a reminder for authenticity. And that is, there's a careful balance. It seems like sometimes you have to walk with putting yourself out there on the internet, because it is very true that authenticity and being yourself attracts like minds or people who appreciate your true self. But there's also some of that like, if you delve into that too much, it becomes performative and then it becomes less authentic. So sort of finding out all of that, but also that warning against self-sabotage, because that is the thing that I find myself struggling with, is that self-sabotage of like, that doubt of like, oh, well, nobody's going to like my stories, or like, nobody's going to like my writing. My writing's all crap, even though it's not. So that warning against that self-doubt and sabotage is definitely a good one that we need to remember, especially going into NaNo season. Because, yeah. Okay, some name suggestions. Lanai, Leanne, Laramie, Nico, Nolan, and Nate. I kind of like Nolan. I might steal Nolan for one of my characters. Don't know who, but I like Nolan. Monique says you pulled the Eight of Pentacles inverted, but you don't really feel it. You feel the regular aspect of the card at the moment. Gotcha. Okay. You love my genius at work. Yes, so I have that. I have the danger genius at work, and then I have, well, maybe it's one of the things I decluttered. I had an evil genius desk sign, one of the sort of like triangular thingies. I don't know what you call them. More Slytherin vibes. Yes. No, I just those were apparently the ones that were on Mama Maggie's mind. No, I'm gonna go back and see my notes for this older couple that has quote unquote disappeared. And we're gonna see what I had in mind originally, and if I don't like it, I'll figure out something. So, and Paget is trying to pair these names together. Yes. Regina says decluttering is my life right now. I've hired a professional because I freeze when I try to decide what to get rid of. Gotcha. Let us know how that process goes, because I've seen like celebrity people on the internet do this process, but I don't think I've really ever seen. I mean, I've seen a couple people from Marie Kondo, but I feel like she very much like is selective of who she chooses to like film with. So it'll be interesting to see how the decluttering process goes with us normies, quote unquote. I don't know if we're I don't know if authors can ever quite qualify for normie position. Anyway, that could just be me. What happened? There we go. I was clicking all the buttons again, apparently. Here we go. All right. You have your autumn cleaning and decluttering done. Nice. Excellent. Yeah. Now you make an alphabet list saying you write down everyone's name to make sure, right? Exactly. Yes. Yeah, and if you plan a series, you got to have that character list and which stories they belong to. So all that. So the pro does 4 hours at a time. They never show you on TV. One space at a time gets decluttered. The stuff you can't decide on gets piled in different rooms for later. Gotcha. Yeah. The overwhelm, sort of like being overwhelmed by all those, the decision fatigue, I think is what I've heard it referenced as. You either freeze and you're like, I can't make these choices, so I make none, or I get too brave and throw out too much. Yeah, I've done this several times, and I've had to find books again, which, like, sometimes that can be very hard. Just to like run across them again. But yeah, Jen writes from it, says hello. The problem is that but I might need this later philosophy, oh Lord, yeah, has proven true enough times that it negates the times it doesn't. That's what it feels like, right? Yeah. And my mom was the second of 7 children, and so, yeah, that we might need it later, is very strong in this household. Um, oh, Mama Maggie, I am a book dragon, it's my hoard, and I'm keeping it, right? That's kinda how I feel, um, for sure, until it's until I have to pack it up and move it or rearrange my room, and they're all heavy and stuff, and then I then I was like, "I don't want this." And then the next day I'm like, "Yeah, I do." So, but yeah. Okay. All right, let's do this sprint. So, excuse me. 1, save your document if you've already been working today. If not, now's a fantastic time to pull up whatever document or documents that you feel you're going to be working on today. 2, take a sip of whatever it is that you are hydrating with today. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that was the first sprint. I just figured out why this pen looked different today. Because I was yesterday I was writing sort of like slanted with just the edge of the felt, and today I was more vertical. Anyway, apparently that makes a color difference with this particular pen. I made some notes. I did find in book 1 where I had referenced the great aunt, and I had listed her name as Mari, like Mary, but with Mari. So in my head, it's Mari. But I don't know if that's short for anything. Apparently, I didn't think about that. And also, I never said who her lover was, which would be the other partner for this letter writing exercise. But I know that they both disappeared mysteriously. And I think I know what happened now to the end of that couple, but their letters still need to be hanging around and pointing to clues. And Aunt Muddy was a chemist. And so she was helping with certain things that required some potions, for lack of a better word. But she also was one of the reasons why some of the experimental notes were then passed down and revealed to the main couple for book 1. And part of the reason that they were able to make some advances in terms of plot for things, mysterious things. But apparently I never named her lover. So now I have to figure out. One name, which is better than 2. Well, sort of. I still also have to figure out last names. Fun. Whether or not I want Mari to have the same last name as the character's mom, or whether they would be half siblings. Decisions, things I didn't think I would have to think about because I was like, oh, here's a convenient plot point. It's never convenient because you're always going to come back to it. Okay, so I'm going to have to spend some time sort of brainstorming. The other thing was that I was also hoping to figure out a working title for this particular book, book 3. So I intended book 1 to be Chimera Moon, book 2 Trickster's Moon, which is, I made a mock cover of that for last year. I think it was last year. Was it last year? I don't know. Anyway, I've made a mock cover for Trickster's Moon because Pixabay had like the perfect image for it. But I haven't quite figured out what I want the working title for book 3 to be. And so I started a list of potential book titles for this series and also potential titles for novellas and shorts, because why not? So now I'm trying to figure that out. Trader's Moon is going to have to be later in the series. And also, I don't really want another T immediately after Trickster. Hunter's Moon, I think, has to be the title for one that's a dual shifter instead of an arcanist and a shifter. that one to me seems like it's got to be a dual. Let me like write this down because otherwise I'm not going to remember it when I look at this list later. Dual shifter. This one's got to be later in the series. I've got Seeker and Wild. So Seeker's Moon and Wild Moon. I've also, like, to me, there ought to be one, because I know I'm going to have some that are set, like, near the coast. And so I've just got this image for cover of, like, you know, full moon over waves at a beachfront. So, but I don't like wave moon. That doesn't sound right to me. Ocean moon also doesn't sound right to me. Sea moon. What about Neptune's moon? I like Neptune. I don't think Trident would be as fun, but I like Neptune's moon. Yeah, so that just sounds still kind of awkward. Anyway, we'll figure it out. How about Rogue? Rogue is a good one. Rogue moon, yes. I have a character that could fit with. Maybe. Yes. So I know like Pink Moon and I know Hunter's Moon is one. I think yes. But there's also like the Buck Moon, and I have them written down. Wolf Moon, Snow Moon, Worm Moon, Pink Moon, Flower Moon. Flower Moon could be cute. But that would maybe be more of like a short story, I think, rather than a Strawberry, Buck, Sturgeon, Blue Moon, Harvest Moon, Hunter Moon, Beaver Moon, and Cold Moon. So I've got those listed in my moon thing, but like some of them I don't think would make great title. Like Worm Moon. Don't think so. If I have Rogue is one of the top 10 words in shifter titles, I'm I'm not surprised at all. Moon over and under Neptune. Yeah, so I'm thinking like I want to kind of stick with like a pattern for naming. And so I was thinking with since I had Chimera Moon and Trickster's Moon, I would have to go with the 2-word title for the main series. And then for the novellas and shorts, I could do 3 words. So like Truth by Moonlight or things like that. Flower Moon might work for if it's a female shifter or someone who works with plants. True. But instead of Flower Moon, I think I would be more tempted to, like, instead of saying flower, being like Ivy or Thorn. So like Ivy Moon or Thorn Moon. I kind of like Thorn Moon, I'm not gonna lie. I've also got Bad Moon Rising, but like that would be for sort of like a just fun little short story. Anyway, so that's my thought process of like 2-word title versus 3-word title. But it does make things like slightly more awkward for phrasing, because then you have to have like possessive, Trickster's Moon. But yeah. So again, this is just like my own weird behavior of like, there needs to be a pattern for titles. And I am very much aware that having 3-word titles where you can have a whatchamacallit. Oh dear Lord, my brain just like completely shut down on me. I'm gonna be so annoyed at myself. Anyway, having, over under what the heck? So for the main series, 2-word titles. For the novellas and shorts, I'm thinking 3-word titles. But that's just like how my brain works. Ooh, I like Storm Moon. Yes, I'm going to steal. Storm Moon, or I could do Lightning Moon, but I like Storm Moon. I do like that. Yes. Anyway, enough about me. Enough. So I opened up my titles and genres Excel sheet. Why am I struggling so hard with words right now? I opened up my spreadsheet to find that I didn't have any of my Chimera Moon titles on there. So I'm gonna have to go through and like find all my notes before I put that in various documents and then stick that in the Excel sheet. I'm so bad at updating my Excel sheets. Yeah. So Trickster and Coyote to me are a little too like, because they give off the same vibe to me. And I like Trickster Moon for the moment because Trickster allows you to have a little bit more flexibility with the Trickster image. And in my case, it's a raven. So fun times. Corn Moon gives you lots of images, hiding in corn maze or getting lost in one or working in one. Right? Lost Moon would be a good one, right? And that would be great for a found family. Y'all are great. Thanks for all the ideas. I love this. I love the workshopping aspect of AuthorTube, live chats, all that. It's so good. So fun. Yeah. So anyway, but yes, so this is why I have Trickster Moon, which one of the main characters does have a connection with the images of ravens, and his name is Corbin, so a little close to Corvid, but Ebony Moon, I like that. We're looking through Moon Magic by DJ Conway for the lunar year moon titles. Gotcha. Yes. Yeah, there is a difference definitely in cultural like names of the full moons. And so maybe I should go looking for more lists of moon titles beyond the one that I had stuck in my bujo. Anyway, let me save this document because I'll want these later. And then let's go ahead and did I even read your comments, or was I a terrible? I think I was a terrible person. Let's see. Oh, we more talk about decluttering and the process of cleaning and getting rid of objects. And Courtney came in and Ty came in. Hello, welcome. Hardest thing you ever decluttered was your spinning wheel and loom. You loved them and loved working them, but you only used them about once every 5 years. Um, and if you were being honest, you didn't need them, but it hurt to let go. Yeah, that would be painful. You gave it to homeschool girl in 4-H who was majoring in fiber craft and fiber art. Nice. Her family couldn't afford my setup, and we're also happy for the 120 pounds of wool that you needed carded and that you had needed carded and spun. Nice. That's amazing. She went on to win awards in the county and state fair that year, so I knew I'd done the right thing. Yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome. Um, that's great. I'm thinking of one of my friends is a printmaker, and she did not have a home table. I don't know what you call them. Press. I think it's press. I think it's the right term. And so she was sort of on the lookout for one, and somebody up in Pennsylvania was sort of doing the same thing, hadn't used it in a while, decided they were going to sell it to declutter it. They drove all the way up to Pennsylvania. I think they had to rent a truck because it wouldn't fit in their car to bring it home. And her mother was a weaver, a very fantastic weaver. And she became a printmaker. So she teaches printmaking out in California now. And she's awesome. Anyway, yeah, it's nice. It's hard to let go of things like that, I'm sure. But you did an amazing thing and helped a young artist blossom. Ooh, Courtney got 189 words that sprint. Nice. Feeling sleepy, but getting things done. Excellent. Ooh, Alva. Maybe. I'll have to think about that one. Heather says you're currently dealing with personal to-dos, documents related to son's health insurance. Yeah. And now you're switching to work things. Gotcha. And this is where we were starting to talk about names. All the things. Worm moon is zombies versus werewolves. I mean, it definitely sounds like it could be. The one advantage of using a lunar moon title is that it can also help place it in the year, like what moon they're going to have during the story. True. Very true. Gotta go make lunch. Excellent. All right. Did I did not. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And it is officially spooky season. So bright orange coming your way. Okay. Don't forget, second sprint is your self-promote time. So if you have something you want to promote, please make sure you do so. Just remember that if you don't have a blue wrench of power, you will not be able to post direct links. That being said, 1, save your document. 2, take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take one. Here we go, 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that was the end of that sprint. How'd we do? Okay. All right. Now I am done with that, I think. Goodness. Camera is pretty shaky. Is it always that shaky, or is it just me today? There we go. Thank you very much, Mama Maggie, for the link parade. I appreciate it. Jen says, I'm so jealous you met Sako. Is this at the Necronomicon this year? Mom Maggie says, I have 2 free books for #freebie5 days in October. And Streamer's Tea is free. And here is the link for that on Amazon. The Flame Burning Within is also free. Here is Etheria Rising, the Relic of Time Wars and Prophecies, number 5, pre-sale link. Heather says, in addition to my freelance line editing, copy editing, proofreading, Heather offers sensitivity and authenticity reading for independent authors. You would love to work with us. Heather says, getting in touch via DM on Heather's social media is a great way to reach, in addition to places like coffee. And here is Heather's link tree. Also in the link tree are links to places where you sell art for writers and lovers of fantasy and sci-fi. You're having to often edit comments because you're getting used to this keyboard cover still, which came with a brand new cover for your MacBook, which you got last Friday. Nice. You're such a happy camper. Your laptop looks so clean and pretty. I won't show you the state of mine. The place where you get everything from is great. It even wiped everything down for you. Nice. CB says all of the CB's links are in the YouTube basic info page. In terms of moon-related names, what about Strawberry Moon? I could do that one for, I think that would be more suited towards like the kind of thing that I would want for like a novella or a little short story. Could be like a meet cute thing. Follow your fellow sprinters. Yes, please do. If you are not subscribed, please do subscribe to both me and the others in the chat. Here is CB's link. Here is Jen's link. Here is Monique's link. Here is Stacy's links. Here is Regina's. Here is Paget's. Here is Courtney's. Here is Ty's. So thank you again very much, Mama Maggie. Ty says thank you. And you got some things on the to-do list done. That always feels so nice. And Stacy has been making sincere progress on your genealogy. That's always nice. Yes. Francis is currently writing an action scene and using dice to randomize the attacks, rolling a lot of critical fails for the poor main character. This was not supposed to be the all is lost moment. Oh no. Well, in that case, I don't know if you want to swap scenes or if this will work for this scene. Courtney says, finished piece of content for work. Nice. Time to schedule some emails next. Excellent. Heather says to Jen, it was great meeting her. We had fun at Necronomicon Tampa. There is more than one across the country. Very nice. CB says, I'm kind of useless right now because of the trauma you had a few weeks ago in Spain has triggered your executive dysfunction. Oh no. and you haven't been this useless since 2016. Um, give yourself some time to like transition back into your normal routine. It always, whenever I get out of my routine, it always feels like really difficult to get back into. So be gentle with yourself and um, do the kinds of self-care that you need. So that would be. CB says, I rolled dice to decide which character gets blipped and which survived. Yeah. Thog suggests making it a comedy of errors fight scene so that all the fails set up for a triumphant and hilarious victory through failure. That is also an option. Okay, so we have done. Ooh, it's already 2:48. Goodness gracious. How does time get away? Do. Let's take a break from the orange. Do. All right, so let's do another sprint. This will be a little bit shorter, 25 minutes, and it will take us over the top of the hour. So if you do have to leave, then just say bye in the comments. All righty. So, 1, save your document. All of the lovely, lovely progress we have made. 2, take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, if you need a break, take one. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. That was the end of that sprint. Um, I'm trying to figure out something in my brain. Um, um, possible plot lines there that were happening, percolating in my brain. Okay, so I've got those ideas down. I have about 400 words in notes that I did that time. Plus, I've got about maybe 2 dozen potential name titles. I have rediscovered what one of the characters' names is, and now I'm gonna have to think about who her lover is and what name, all of that kind of stuff. But overall, not bad. There a lot of today was definitely sort of like in my head trying to figure things out, but still, I'm pretty pleased with some of the plot lines and things that I was turning over there at the end. The hard thing about like I'm planning for book 3, but I can't talk a whole lot about books 1 and 2 because there's like spoilers, and I don't want to ruin the spoilers. So it's like it's like things I want to talk about, but things that like I want to keep mum, keep secret for now. But yeah, so you know. Heather says, I was working in my big happy planner and decided on what I'm specifically going to be doing for some of the social media work for the week. Your main focus for the month is shorts and reels. Nice. I would also like to figure out shorts and reels, but I haven't, and I don't know. I think I have like maybe 2 stickies on the board that are related to shorts and reels. And social media in general. And I realized most of my writing goals are more geared towards NaNo rather than like Preptober. So some of these, like that orange sticky and a couple of them, can be done, like can be moved before NaNo, but a lot of that stuff is NaNo specific. So I'm like, maybe I just didn't leave myself enough room. So I might have to redo my crossbars, which are just washi tape. So, Georgina says, must take a nap. Enjoy the nap. CB read aloud during that one and ate dinner. Nice. Heather got more planning done. Excellent. Chatted with your brother for the sprint. Yay. Thog says, I kind of did half of the Preptobering back in April, but definitely still laying groundwork for your NaNo project. Understood. Yeah. CB says, my Preptober begins on Thursday. You already finished my book plan, so now it's the practical stuff. Excellent. Fog did the beat sheet, and that may change as well. Yeah, yes. Yeah, that is the thing. All plans are subject to change. There needs to be an asterisk down at the bottom of all of our plans. Subject to change up on any whim whatsoever. Yeah. Oh, I had a semicolon instead of an apostrophe. Just look over and there's the red squiggle of doom. Not really. It's just one of the red squiggles. All right. So that was the end of the third sprint. It is now 3:20, and I'm going to say save your work. And I will be back on Friday, which is the third quarter moon, apparently. I have a note up there. I don't know. We'll see how I feel on Wednesday, whether or not I go ahead and do a pop-up or if that's going to be another one of my errand days. Not sure. We'll see. But anyway, so I will at least see y'all on Friday. So there we go. All right. Don't forget to save and have a lovely afternoon. Bye.